Yeah, good evening all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 18 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, right? So as part of today's session, I'll be covering the following topics. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yeah. Can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear or not? Okay. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. Why Python? Already we have got many programming languages. Why again Python required? And the two Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? Why suddenly Python is super popular? Reasons which makes Python super popular, right? And who can learn Python? There is no prerequisite for learning Python. Anyone can update with Python, right? Python statements look like normal English statements. Yes. Everything we will be discussing from the scratch ground level to the advanced level, right? And how Python was built by taking the features from multiple programming languages. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications can be developed today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications, right? Python usage. Who are using Python today? Top most applications built using Python. Python features. Python comparison with other programming, like coding wise, you can check. Length wise, complexity wise, you can check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programming. Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? And the job market of Python currently, and what is the scope of Python in the coming years. This is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow's session, right? So why Python? So starting with why Python, right? So I define Python in 5 lines. It's a general purpose programming. It's a multi-programming language, high-level language, interpreted language, user-friendly programming language. I'll just brief you one by one. What do you mean by general purpose programming? So before Python language, there were some programming languages. If you heard about these languages like Pascal, if you heard about these languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These programming languages are purpose-based languages. These are used for a specific purpose, not for all the purposes. So Pascal used for complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, COBOL for business applications. These are purpose-based used for a particular purpose, right? But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. So Python is such a kind of programming where we can develop any kind of applications like automation applications, web applications, graphic applications, animation applications, gaming applications, embedded applications, desktop applications, networking applications, wide varieties of applications we can develop today by using Python. So that's why we call the Python as a general purpose programming language, which is suitable for developing any kind of applications, multi-programming features. For example, I give a labor exam, multi-programming. If you want to launch a new product into the market, for example, a new mobile phone, right? to attract the customers, what features you want to see within it? The features, what all the features we see in different other, what all the features we see, right, in different other mobiles. All those features, if you are embedding into a single piece, right, going to attract the customers. The same way, Python is a kind of programming where we see the features of all the various other programming languages within it, like scripting, modular programming, object-oriented or procedural-oriented. All those features we see in Python. That's why we call it as multi-programming language, hybrid language. Because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language. Okay. And Python is a high-level language. Python is a high-level language. Can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear or not? You can unmute yourself and just you can. Okay, 1 second. Fine. Okay. So I'll be giving time for your general queries at the end of the session. Right. Fine. Thank you. Yes. So here, uh, two types of languages. Two types. Python is a high level language. Two types of languages. Low level language. Low level language and high level language. Low level language and high level language. Low level language like assembly level language or machine level language, right? Assembly level or machine level language. These language, right? First thing, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. Secondly, they are not portable. Thirdly, machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system. High level language, right? Like Python. So it's human, see, it's assembly level or low level languages. They are not human understandable and not portable. They cannot be carried from one system to other system. Machine dependent, machine dependent. Machine dependent means they cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. But high level language like Python, they're human understandable, they are portable and machine independent. Human understandable, they are portable, right? And machine independent. Human understandable, right? They are portable and machine independent. Yes. Machine independent means they can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Human understandable looks like normal English statements. And portable, they can be carried from one system to other, right? And interpreted language. Python is a interpreted language, right? We have got compilation languages and interpretation. Python is a interpretation language. Observe, right? We have got compilation languages and we have got like interpretation languages. Compilation language like C language. Interpretation like Python, right? So if you've got some lines of code, it executes the entire code at once. It executes the entire code at once. But in the case of Python, interpretation, line by line execution, which makes debugging easy, right? Line by line execution we see in Python. And user-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, right? Which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements. User-friendly or programmer-friendly language, right? Simple syntaxes and with very less coding, not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming languages, right? So now Python has got multi-programming features. Now I'll say what are the programming features Python has got. Yes. Python has got procedural oriented programming, right? It has got procedural oriented, programming features. Example like C language. Has got the features of object oriented programming, features, right? Example like C++ and Java. That's got scripting features. That's got scripting features like shell script. And it has got modular programming features. Python has got modular programming features, right? Yes. Example like Modulo 3 has got procedural-oriented programming features like C language. It has got object-oriented programming like C++, Java. It has got scripting features like shell script. It has got modular programming like Modulo 3. So because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language, just like C language, like C++, Java, and like Modulo 3, we can develop different varieties of applications, right? And once again, I say, right, for learning Python, for updating with Python, no need of any prerequisites. It doesn't mean that you need to have the knowledge of about all these programming. No. As part of our course, we'll be discussing procedure oriented with Python, object oriented with Python, scripting and modular programming with Python, right? So no need of having any knowledge of these programmings. So we'll be discussing everything from the scratch. The syntaxes of Python are little different. We'll be discussing everything from the basics, right? Okay. Two major programming languages which are used for creation of enterprise applications, right? Python and Java are the two major programming languages used for enterprise applications creation. Okay. Java programmers or developers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java application or a program. Without class and object, we cannot write a Java program or application, right? But with Python, right? With object oriented, without object oriented, with procedure oriented, with modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications. So if we discuss like if we go back like to the year 2010 or 12, Java is the mostly preferred language with 43% usage in the industry. And at 2010, nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python, just 3% used in the industry. But 2020, the usage of Java decreased to 19% because see, even if we see the talk of the industry like data science, machine learning, deep learning, The implementation, everything goes in Python. Java is never preferred in this automation like in data science, ML, and DL, right? And Python, the usage of Python increased to 31%. At the end of the session, I'll be showing you a graph. I'll just open Google and show you the mostly used programming language today, the number one ranked programming language today, the mostly used, and the percentage of usage of different programming languages in today's industry. I'll show you one graph, right? Yes. Yeah. Coming to this, right? Scripting. Python has got scripting features, right? Right. If you see that, like IoT, robotics, DevOps, all this, they use Python for scripting. So Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries and modular programming. Python has got a great boom today because of this modular programming, like nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing, right, for different. So 89,300 modules Python provides for different environment, right? Yes. Whatever environment or domain you are from, Python is providing a module. So if I discuss more on this, because of this modular programming, right, Python has got great boom. If I talk about these modules, so we got for data science, right, we have got separate modules. You have got separate modules, right? Yes. And for data science, nearly like 10 to 15 modules Python is providing, like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, scikit-learn, right? Even for big data environment, right? Python is providing separate modules for this, like PySpark. And apart from this, even for testing or for test cases, and even for networking, right? For networking environment, not only modules, separate framework itself Python is providing, right? For networking applications and for operating systems, right? For OS kind of activities. So name of the module itself is OS, operating system, right? The name of the module itself is OS for different operating system kinds of. For each and every database, Python to connect with each and every database. For every database, it provides a module. For Oracle, Python to connect with Oracle database, separate module like CX underscore Oracle module. So just 1 2 minutes of discussion is enough, right? Python connecting to database, not like other programming language where we need to have the knowledge of different types of drivers. And for, not only for this, MySQL, we have got PyMySQL or MySQL.connector. This module is available for it, right? And SQL server, for SQL server, right? PyODBC is the module using which Python can connect with the database SQL server. Yes. And apart from this, for each and every file format, for Excel files, just by writing Python code, we can create a Excel workbook and we can insert it, we can write data into, we can create multiple Excel sheets. We can insert data into the sheet 2. We can read data from sheet 1, right? I think all these are possible, right? Apart from this, any types of files, comma, separated values, CSV files, we have got CSV module. And for JSON, JavaScript object notation, for each and every file format, a separate module Python is providing. For PDF. Just by writing Python code, right, we can create a PDF file. We can write data into it. We can read data from it. Any kind of file formats like XML files. Yes. CSV, JSON, PDF, XML, right? and even for mathematical operations, right? Apart from this, for statistics, for statistical operations, and for generating different types of graphs, any types of graphs can be generated, right? For CSV files, JSON, PDF, XML, maths, statistics, graphs, right? For all this. In this way, for any type of graph like normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plots, stack plot, pie graph, any types of graphs we can generate using Python. So in this way, thousands of models Python providing for different environments, right? Not only for the computer applications, for electronics, for civil environment, also Python has got modules, right? Yes. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? So before you update with any technology, you need to know what kind of applications are they getting developed using Python. Python real-time application first mostly used in creation of web applications. Lot of web applications are getting created today by using Python. So you may ask from the last 20-25 years, Java, .NET, all this, they are mostly used in developing web application. Why again Python today? Python has got framework like Django. We have got Python framework like Django, not only Django framework, but Flask, Pyramid, TurboGear, right? We have got multiple Python frameworks. Among all this, Django framework is the most famous framework. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application with very less coding, not even 1/4. All the .py files, the Python files available for the project, it creates. It has got its own application server. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. What is this SQLite 3? It's a database, local database of this Django framework. Has got its own database. It can also connect with any other database like Oracle, MySQL, all this. And automation applications, Python also used for automation applications, right? Using technologies like data science, right? Yes, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps, right? Many automation applications are getting created, right? So if I talk about IoT, it is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for collecting data, exchanging data, and controlling the things from the place where we are, right? So it is electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other, right? Here 90% of the coding in Python. If I talk about this data science, everything deals with the data. Data has got experience. Data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classification, data recommendations. It's a blend of technique. Data science is a blend of techniques. The main technique what we see here, right? ML, machine learning, right? We have got many ML techniques like regression, classification, clustering, recommendation, pattern matching. For all these techniques to implement, we require a language. To code, we require a language. Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for this implementing this machine learning, right? Or deep learning, this data science algorithms, right? And even for DevOps environment, Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries, right? Yes. Apart from this, one more major area where Python can be used like big data environment, right? Today, if you see like huge volumes of data getting generated, should have seen like KBs of data, MBs or GBs or TBs. Beyond that, we have got petabytes of data is getting generated, like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, all this they are generating data in or about TB like petabytes, right? To handle this huge data and to process this, we have got some big data technologies like Hadoop and Spark. Spark, like very high speed processing, which has got great boom today. The Spark implemented using Python, we say like PySpark, right? So, right. And apart from this, Python mostly used in scientific applications. For scientific applications, we have got a separate module, right? Scientific applications, right? We have got a separate module like CP, and apart CP, scientific Python, right? It has got scientific Python. Apart from this, for numerical analysis, right? For numerical analysis, right? We have got a module called NumPy, numerical Python, right? Yes. Apart from this, Python also used for graphical user interface or for animation applications, right? We have got separate modules. So for numerical analysis, we have got NumPy, 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 nothing but numerical Python, right? CP, scientific Python, NumPy, numerical Python. And for GUI or animations like that, we have got PyQt, and for TK Inter, right? These are the module names for graphics or for animations, and for gaming or for game development, right? For game development. So even for game development, Python is mostly used. Single user, multi-user online games, right? Python is one of the best choice for developing these games, right? Online games, especially for developing games, Python has provided a framework, Pygame. It's a framework given by Python for developing games, and one more framework, PyCara, for developing games. For 3D rendering libraries, like for 3D games, we have got some library like PySoy, right? Yes. And apart from this, for scheduling tasks, so we have got Python providing Airflow for it, for testing or for test cases. And apart from this, like for software development, right? Software development, Python is used, and software developers make use of Python as the support language. And for business applications, Python is one of the best choice in developing e-commerce websites and business applications. And for networking applications, right? Not only a separate module, like separate framework, like Twisted Python is a framework given by Python for developing network applications, right? For audio and video chartings, for all this. One of the hottest application of Python, database applications, right? Without database, there is no web application. Python can connect with any database like Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, all this, right? Apart from this database application, Python mostly used in web scraping data from different websites, and harvesting data or extracting data from different websites like Amazon, Flipkart, all this, right? And also used for CAD applications, CAD or 3D CAD applications, right? Computer aided designing, right? Apart from this, right? Yes. Python also used for audio and video applications, Many and audio and video applications are getting created using Python. Some of the applications which already got developed, like Tim Player, C Play, are examples of some. Apart from this, Python also used for embedded applications. The famous embedded application like Raspberry Pi, which uses Python, right, for its computation. Apart from this, like computer vision like face detection, color detection, object detection, Python is preferred. And for even for robotics with Python, right, there is a bigger packages, huge package above 40 lakhs. People who have got knowledge of robotics along with Python. And apart from this, Even for data analysis also, right? Even for data analysis, right? Python has got many modules providing towards it. And for desktop applications, single user console applications, right? Python is mostly preferred. In this way, we have got many applications. So general purpose programming, any kind of applications can be developed, right? It's not like a purpose based. So mostly used in creation of web applications, creation of big data applications, data science applications, animations, game development, right? In database applications, desktop applications, right? Who are using Python today, right? Who are using Python today? Yes. Topmost applications built using Python.
Sir,
Topmost,
this is
yes,
enough
yes.
for data science or data analysis.
Pardon?
Sir, this course is enough for data science or data analysis.
So the prerequisites for learning data science or data analysis is Python, right? Total coding goes in
Yes.
Python.
Okay. Actually, sir, any other things to learn after this for
Yeah,
data
for your
science?
general queries, I'll be giving time for you at the end of the session. Right?
Okay, sir.
Yes, just I'll take 5-10 minutes more. Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python, right? Who are using Python today, right? Yes. Google using Python, right? Google using Python for its web search system. Google is one of the best example of Python web application. The Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python, right? Yes. And apart from this, YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Uh, Google using Python, YouTube using Python, Yahoo using Python, and Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python and ML, right? Machine learning. And Instagram is built using Python, right? The prime reason for Instagram for choosing Python, it's Python practicality, its hybrid features, multi-programming features, right? Even NASA is using Python for its research and development activities because of this Python multi-programming features can use accordingly, right? Apart from this, we have got many other applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox, Spotify. All this they are using Python, and the topmost OTT platform, Netflix, using Python for its security, automation, and subscription related things, right? MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, which uses Python, and Maya, a powerful 3D animation, right, which uses Python script, and even BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service, and iRobot for military and commercial applications. Companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose, right? For IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they are using Python for hardware testing purpose. And reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Reasons, reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Very less coding we see. Most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python, and they're migrating towards Python because of its very less coding, not even one-fourth as compared with other programming languages. And that too simple syntax is given by Python. simple syntaxes, right, which looks like normal English statements, and multi-programming features, hybrid features, any kind of applications we can develop, and mainly one more important feature, right, interactive mode. You can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response, just like how you interact with your friends through messages. Even with Python also you can interact, right? For every statement, it gives response. For example, at the bottom search panel, type CMD and go to this command prompt. Hmm. Type Python here. Once if Python is installed, show the Python version to display. The Python interpreter, three arrow symbols you can see. Now you can interact with Python statement by statement. I'm asking what is 4 plus 3. If x value is 10, sorry, if x value is 10, no need to define the data type also, right? X value is 10. If y is 4, what is x? What is y? It displays. What is x plus y? What is x minus y? X into y, x into 2, x into 10 into 2, x to the power of 2, 10 square, x square 100, x equal to hello, x into 3, prints hello for 3 times, hello x into 5, prints hello for 5 times. In this way, any valid Python statements you can type, it gives response for every statement. This kind of interaction you cannot see in other programming languages, right? To say quit, it will come out of it, right? Yes. And wide varieties of application. Just now I briefed you about all those, right? Wide varieties of applications, and many built-in libraries, many built-in modules like 89,300 modules, right? Inbuilt modules Python has got, right? So these are the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Very less coding, simple syntaxes, multi-programming, interactive mode, wide varieties of applications, many built-in modules. And just I'll open Google and show you, right? The most popular coding language, the most popular programming language, right? Yes. Popular coding language, right? Yes. So if you see Python, JavaScript, HTML, and SQL, this everything we'll be discussing as part of this full stack Python, right? All this will be HTML, CSS, Python, all this. And if you see more results on this, the most popular programming language, right? Python. Next comes Java, uh, JavaScript, all this, right? See this Python remains the most popular programming language. Python, next Java, JavaScript. Yeah. Most popular programming languages, Python, next JavaScript, Java, right? Next. So as part of the course, I'll also like in Python full stack JavaScript also going to be covered. Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. JavaScript doesn't mean Java. Java is different, JavaScript is different, right? Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. Python, next comes Java, JavaScript. Right? Just observe this. Most in demand programming languages of 2022 based on LinkedIn job postings like USA and Europe. Python, next Java, JavaScript, right? Most in demand programming languages of 2021-22. Python, Java, JavaScript, right? Ranking wise, you can check Python is the #1 ranked programming language. Next, Java is the #2. JavaScript is #3. And next comes the other programming languages, right? And if you see this number of top 39 US computer science departments that use each language to teach introductory courses, Python, Java, is Python mostly preferred, right? Yes. Yes. Now, if you see, right, the usage of different programming languages, right? You can see the big circle, Python 31% used, Java 19%, C++ 9%, right? The other programming languages. And if we scroll down, right? Uh, ranking by average salary, Python stands first. Next comes JavaScript. Next comes Java. Ranking by volume of job openings, Python stands first. Next SQL. Next Java, JavaScript. So even if you see about the Python jobs, right? Even if you see the jobs for Python today, Python jobs. Okay. Scroll down, right? Yes. 1,36,195 Python openings, right? In Naukri and this other job portals. 1,36,195, right? Python openings. Even not only Python, if you also go for Django, right? Python framework. If you go for full stack Python, where you will be updated with the Django framework. It's a Python framework, right? Django, right? Even Django jobs. People who know this Django is very less. People who has got command on this Django is very, very less. So if you update and if you get command on this Django framework, that is in full stack Python. So here I'll be make you develop 15 to 20 applications. With that, you will get a great command on this Django framework. You can go for Django jobs, right? So you can see 19,100 Django jobs in February 2024, right? As of now, the for this competition for Django is very less as of now, but in the coming days it may increase, right? Because very less people knows Django framework, right? And what I'm going to cover as part of this course, right? From the basic level to the advanced level, right? So this is the course content, right? Python basics. Why Python? And history of Python, applications, features, advantages of Python, versions, installations, flavors of Python, Python operations, interactive mode, batch mode, editors, IDEs, data types, constants, variables, comments, input-output statements, type conversions, comments in Python, escape sequences, strings, operators in Python, right? Arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical assignment operators, shorthand operators, bitwise, membership, identity, right? Python IDs, working with different IDs, not on a single IDE. I'll be showing you how to download, how to install, and how to work on different IDs, integrated development environment, right? Like PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, all this. Flow control statements, like basic Python, write up looping statements, strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, collections in Python, lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries, and operations on those. List indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list modifications, similarly for tuples. And Python sets, Python dictionaries, functions in Python, different properties and categories, arguments type, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, variable length arguments, okay, and different types of functions, lambda function, filter function, map function, reduce function, and different functions, right? And modules in Python, different ways of importing, renaming a module, reloading a module, package in Python, right? And errors and exceptions, file handling in Python, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions, right? Database access, database connectivity, right? Installation of one database and working with SQL statements, working with pure SQL statements by writing SQL queries, transaction management, data and time module, OS module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closers, decorators, web scraping, working with different files, CSV, XML, JSON, graphic programming, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Pandas module in brief, NumPy module in brief, and Matplotlib module in brief. This is what, as part of Python core and advanced, these 30 topics will be discussed. So nearly 70 hours we spend, 6,000 is the course fee for it, right? So 30 topics in brief it will be discussed, right, for Python. Apart from Python, people who wants to get updated with Python full stack, Python full stack web development, right? Django framework in brief, web frameworks, Django installation, project architecture, each and every .py file. In brief, we'll be discussing Django applications creation, Django views, Django templates, Django admin, Django models, and the advanced concepts, right? Everything in brief we'll be discussing. And you will be given knowledge on UI technologies like HTML. If you doesn't know how to create a web page, you will be given knowledge on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript also, right? Yes, and MySQL. Okay, fine. Just observe this one. First thing is you'll be learning Python. In this Python core, advanced and application oriented modules. So nearly 70 hours we'll spend, like 2 months of duration, right? The fee structure is 6,000 for it, right? Apart from this, people who wants to go for full stack Python web development, first they'll be given knowledge on this web development, right? So web development will be discussed freely for those who go for full stack. You'll be given knowledge on total HTML. You'll be given knowledge on CSS. You'll be given knowledge on JavaScript and Bootstrap, right? And apart from this, we go for the Django framework. Django framework, nearly 15 applications you'll be developing along with me. Parallel, it's a hands-on batch, right? Where you will be doing along with me. Apart from this, REST APIs and project will be discussed, right? For all this, it takes 60 hours. 60 hours, right? 2 months. The fee structure is 8,000 for this web development, Django, REST APIs, and project. So totally 130 hours course for the total full stack. Totally 4 months it takes. And if you see the first and 6,000 plus 8,000, right? 14,000 is the fee structure. But if you're taking the total package full stack, right, with a single payment, it is 12,000, right? Yes. But if you go separately, 6,000 for this, 8,000 for this, right? Yes. And what are the things you are going to get? You are going to get the video of every session video you are going to get. Every session video you are going to get, right? 1 second. You can see the course content link in the chart panel, right? Pasted by that online team. You can see the course content. You can see Python course content, Python full stack course content, the payment structures, and the contact details of that online team. Yes, and also, okay, 1 second. Okay, so you are going to get a video of it, classroom notes, clear notes, classroom notes, soft copy of that notes, and assignments and tasks to work with. Based on this only, you can get great command on this programming, and a WhatsApp group for technical discussions, right? Yes. And you will be provided with resumes. Yes, video, everyday video for all this, right? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Django, this Python, all this you'll be getting the video, clear notes, assignments and tasks, WhatsApp, and there is one more. I also deal with the big data analytics, right? Big data engineering, right? So I'll be discussing Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, and Python. This Python, this 2 months package will be covered in this, right? In this big data package, you'll also get this Python, right? 2 months. So you can attend any of my Python batch, right? Like this current 6 p.m. batch or morning batches, any batch of the Python, right? Monday to Friday, you can attend. And this data analytics, it will be on weekend, right? So like this Saturday at 1 p.m. Saturday at 1 p.m. we have got this. Even you can see in the chart, they have given the details about this big data analytics if anyone interested. Right, the demo link you can see at the last for this big data. You can see the demo link, the course content of this big data. You can see right, PySpark, which has got great boom. Right, yes. So this you will be attending on weekends with Hadoop and PySpark. Saturday you will be have 2 hours. Sunday you will be having 2 hours. Right. Okay. And this Python you will be having from Monday to Friday, a weekday. Right. Yes. So if you have got any queries, now you can go with your queries, right? Before that, tomorrow also you can attend the session same time at 6 p.m. with the same link to see more on this Python, right? And one more, let me make it clear about these timings of this batch. Let me make it clear about these timings, right? For the first 1 week, the timing of the batch will be at 6 p.m. But after 1 week or 10 days, first 1 week, 10 days, it will be at 6 p.m. But later after 1 week, the timing of this batch will be 8 p.m., right? So I'm making it clear before you go with the payments, right? Let me be clear about these timings. For the first 1 week, 10 days starts at 6 p.m. Later it will be at 8, it starts at 8 p.m. this batch, right? Fine. Any queries from your side, anyone? Right? Go ahead with your queries. Fine. Yes. So this is a demo session I was speaking most of the time, but regular session, right? Where you will be interacting with me. For every statement I type, you will be just responding with the uh, expected output, right? Yes. I want the sessions to be more interactive. Right.
Sir,
So, mm,
actually I am pursuing for data science. So this Python core and advanced is enough.
yes. So if you see Python course and Python core advanced, right? You need to have that command on this Python programming because in data science, total coding goes in Python, right? You need to use how to use modules, how to work with packages, and how to write this code, modules, packages, functional programming, object-oriented programming, modular programming, everything we'll be discussing here, right? Apart from this, in brief, you'll be given knowledge on these modules also, right? Some modules I'm discussing related to data science also here, reduction to data science, and Python pandas module in brief, Python NumPy module in brief, and matplotlib module in brief, right? These are the related to data science environment, right? Which I am going to discuss.
Okay, and sir,
Even if you see in data science course, more than that, in brief here it will be discussed. So about this, if you talk about this plottings, visualizations, different types of graphs, normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, pie graph, and also about this NumPy arrays, 2D, 3D array, mathematical operations, horizontal, vertical stacks, random numbers, iterations, transpose, manipulations, all this, and even pandas model also, right? Yes. Any other query? Yes.
okay, sir, web development is different from the core Java and advanced Java. There is some other modules or some other things.
No, no, not Java, Python, right? Python core advanced. So
Yes,
this
yes.
first that the first 30 topics, right, for Python core advanced. And if you people who go for Python full stack web development, Python framework like Django will be discussed. Apart from the Django, you will be given knowledge on this UI technologies, right? Web development like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and REST APIs, and a project will be discussed on that. Yeah. 30 topics. I'm spending 70 hours on this Python, right? It's not like 45 hours course. Like in brief, in depth, we'll be discussing with many working examples. So 2 months duration, right? And if anybody, if you doesn't, if you think that the duration is too long, like if you say it's, if you are unable to spend 4 months, right? So like Python, Monday to Friday, you can, the sessions will be right. And this web development classes, this is Django. On Saturday and Sunday, there are weekend batches available. Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours, totally 4 hours per week. This web development Django classes where you can go parallelly, right? Because when Python basics, this web development will be discussed. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which doesn't require any Python knowledge. It is going to be discussed parallelly, right? Where you can complete in 2.5 months, right? Total full stack web development. Okay, fine.
Sir, every videos is provided.
Yeah, every video you are going to get for this.
So actually, the videos, how long I can access the videos of Python, Core and Java, Core
Six
and
months.
Advanced?
6 months from now.
6 months from now. Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay,
I
fine.
already, sir, I already opted this Hadoop plus PySpark batch, the amount paid. I'm continuing this batch, sir.
Okay, for first I said that I made clear about the timings, everyone. First 1 week to 10 days, it starts at 6 p.m. Later, it starts at 8 p.m. Right? Yes.
Okay. And then we'll continue in the weekend batch at 4:30 p.m. Right, as you said, as you mentioned last week.
Big data, Hadoop, PySpark classes will be on Saturday, Sunday. Python, you can continue in this.
Okay.
So
Saturday at 4:30 p.m. only, right?
you are okay. You got a group, right, for it? What the Hadoop group?
No, I did not get any group actually. Given the payment receipt uh, to the email which they provided. I
Okay,
did not
okay.
get added to any group.
This week you will be added to that, right? A WhatsApp group will be created for that big data, and also a separate group will be there for this Python, right? Yes. So
Okay.
any intimations, this any assignments, tasks, notes, everything, you'll be interacting with this WhatsApp, right? So so you can just attend tomorrow session also, everyone, right?
Okay.
So those who are already attending the big data weekend, you can attend this Python, right? For the next, this entire Python core in advance, you can attend, right? Fine.
Okay. Okay.
For this data engineering and for data science students, right? You need to have good command and this Python programming, right? So how to use the modules, how to work with packages like object-oriented, procedural-oriented, modular programming, and scripting, all this, how to use it, how to work. You need to have good command on this programming. Yeah. Any other? Okay. So if I'm done with your queries, if there are no other queries, I will sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow at 6 p.m. same time. More
Sir,
discussion on this. Tomorrow it will be continuation to what we have discussed, not like a replication or duplication of what was said today. Fine. Yes.
the class timing is 1 hour, 2 hour.
Daily 1 hour it will be.
Okay, sir. And total English language or some other language?
English only, right?
English only, not Tamil.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I'm stopping for now. We'll continue tomorrow, more discussion on this, right? Fine. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow.